Women, today I want to talk to you about trusting God in desperate times. Perhaps you chose this video today because you're in a very desperate place. You may feel totally overwhelmed by a crisis in your life that involves you or people you love very much. And like most women, we feel compelled to want to do something, anything to take that pain away. But before we do anything else, I want to take you to some key verses in the Bible that can serve as inspiration and comfort, and then also just to give you some practical tips that could help you during this time of desperation. So let's go to Psalm 56, starting in verse 1. It says, "Oh God, have mercy on me, for people are hounding me. My foes attack me all day long, but when I'm afraid, I will put my trust in you. I praise God for what he has promised. I trust in God, so why should I be afraid? What can mere mortals do to me?" I hope those words are encouraging to you. These are David's words, who was truly in a time of desperation in his own life. He was a hated and hunted man by the king of Israel. He was literally running for his life. And you notice he repeated the phrase, "I trust in God, I will not be afraid," probably to remind himself that he should respond with trust in God and not fear. And I hope that that can be encouraging to you, whatever your desperate situation. If it's an adult child going through a divorce, or a child that has an addiction problem, or your spouse that lost his job, or a friend that's been given a terrible diagnosis, whatever that is, I hope that your first response can be, times of desperation call for unyielding faith in the God who promises to help you. Again, like David, to go back and to be reminded to put your trust in him, that he has promised to protect you and to provide for you, to trust in him and not to be afraid. I want to go back to the text because I think there's something also very encouraging and comforting. Look at verse 8. It says, "You keep track of all my sorrows. You've collected all my tears in your bottle. You've recorded each one in your book. My enemies will retreat when I call to you for help. This I know, God is on my side." Isn't that good news to know that God knows your heart, that he's on your side, that he knows your pain, he knows your sorrow? Let's go back to that verse 8, that he keeps track of our sorrows. He's collected all of your tears in a bottle. You know, God doesn't relate to us as a distant acquaintance. He relates to us as a loving parent. He knows our hearts. He's burdened for us. He wants to help us. Now, taking these things, and I just want to offer you a few things of practical advice then of what you could do to respond in your desperate time. And the first thing is just take a breath and hit your knees. Trusting God means relying on him to lead. You know, if we're just reacting without thinking, then we could be doing more damage. So just slow down. And remember, you can't hear God's voice when you're talking. You know, sometimes we're just so desperate to do something that we're just talking and thinking and trying to do all sorts of things that we're not listening to what God might be trying to say. And second, talk to a trusted friend about the situation. Another person may be the tool. Their words may be the tool God uses to help you. And they also can help you formulate a plan of action. You know, what you need to do today and tomorrow and next week and next month. So I hope this can be encouraging to you. Answer these questions. Learn how to trust God in desperate times.